Hello everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Today is May 20, 2026, and it is a wonderful Wednesday. I'm Sando, your friendly radio host, and I am super excited to be here with you all. Today, I'm introducing a really trending article from the archive. And it is a fascinating read. The title is a no defense against gradient-based adversarial attacks on ML NIDS. Is less more? The curl is tups://arcs.org/abs/2605.18666v1. I know it is a bit long, but the content is absolutely mind-blowing. So let us dive right into it together. Well, to start things off, let me explain the problem that this paper is trying to solve. We rely heavily on something called machine learning-based network intrusion detection systems, which we can just call ML NIDS for short. Basically, these are like the digital security guards for computer networks. We'll watch all the traffic coming in and going out, and they try to spot any malicious attacks or hackers trying to break in. But there is a big catch. These smart security guards are vulnerable to something known as gradient-based adversarial attacks. These are super sneaky. Carefully crafted changes made to the network traffic by the bad guys. These changes are so tiny that humans cannot even notice them, but they completely trick the artificial intelligence. Because of these tiny changes, the security system gets confused, and it ends up classifying dangerous, malicious traffic as totally safe and benign. That is right. The attackers use complex math to find the exact blind spots in the artificial intelligence. They calculate the optimal path across the decision boundary of the model, which basically exposes the structural limits of the network. Now, usually, people try to fix this by using explicit defenses. The most popular one is called adversarial training. In adversarial training, you basically teach the model by showing it a bunch of these sneaky attacks during its training phase. But this approach is extremely expensive computationally, and it takes a massive amount of time and energy to do. Plus, it only really reacts to the attacks it has already seen. So the researchers of this paper asked a really brilliant question. They asked, does the model even have to be vulnerable in the first place? They argued that it does not. They did a massive study, running about 2,200 experiments. They changed things like the depth of the neural network, the number of features it looks at, and the math functions it uses, which are called activation functions. And their conclusion is super surprising. They found that a simpler, shallower model is actually way stronger against these attacks than a deep, complex model. They call this a no-defense defense, because the architecture itself is the defense, but adding any extra heavy training. Let us delve deeper into the thesis content. They discovered that if you use your hidden layers in the neural network, it becomes inherently robust. People used to think that deeper and more complex is always better for artificial intelligence, but in the world of network security, deeper network actually creates more complicated pathways. These complicated pathways give the attackers more opportunities and more mathematical gradients. To check the system, by making the network shallow, you remove those complicated pathways, making it super hard for the attacker to find a way in. Furthermore, they looked at feature dimensionality. Datasets nowadays have hundreds of features, but the researchers found that using just around 30 features is the sweet spot. If you give the model too many features, you are basically giving the attacker a huge surface to play with. They can distribute their sneaky changes across many different features, which makes the attack succeed. But if you restrict the model to only the most important 30 features, the attacker has nowhere to hide their tricks. Also, they tested different activation functions like Raru, Tanj, and Amuk. They found Malu is the absolute best. That is because ReLU has this amazing property where it outputs exactly 0 for any negative input. When the attacker tries to use math to find the gradient, the ReLU function just hits them with a 0, blocking their mathematical path completely. This is called gradient masking, and it naturally stops the attackers in their tracks. When you combine a shallow network, around 30 features, and the ReLU function, you get a model that naturally beats the complicated, expensive adversarially trained models. It detects clean traffic perfectly, and it trains so much faster. Now, let us talk about how this applies to everyday life and look at 3 specific application examples. First, imagine a large corporate office network. These dead companies, if they tried to use traditional deep learning with adversarial training, their servers would be incredibly slow and cost a fortune to run. But by applying the concepts from this paper, the company can deploy a shallow, 30-feature ReLU-based security system. This means their network runs super fast, saves a ton of electricity, and remains completely secure against sophisticated hacker attacks. It protects sensitive employee and customer data effortlessly. Second, let us think about smart home devices and the Internet of Things. Our homes are filled with smart TVs, smart fridges, and security cameras, all connected to a simple home router. These home routers do not have powerful computers inside them. They cannot handle heavy, deep neural networks with complex defenses. But using the inherently robust shallow model from this research, you can easily put advanced artificial intelligence security directly onto your basic home router. This would instantly block malicious traffic from taking over your smart home devices, keeping your personal home network safe without needing expensive hardware upgrades. Third, this is super important for telecommunications and mobile internet providers. When you are using your phone to watch videos or make video calls, the telecom providers are routing millions of connections at lightning speed. Any delay in their security checks causes lag for the users. By adopting this no defense, telecom companies can monitor their massive network for intrusions in real time. Reduced features set in shallow depth mean artificial intelligence can make decisions instantly, protecting the entire city's mobile network from massive cyber attacks, all while keeping your internet speed as fast as possible. To wrap things up, this paper totally changes how we think about artificial intelligence security. Instead of building giant, complex systems and then trying to patch their weaknesses, we can just build simpler, smarter systems from the very beginning. Less is truly more in this case, as long as you choose the right kind of less. I think it is a wonderful lesson not just for technology, but for life too. Sometimes keeping things simple is the strongest choice you can make. Thank you so much for listening today, and I hope you found this deep dive as exciting as I did. Have a fantastic rest of your Wednesday, and stay safe out there.